Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, call hello, Yahweh, Shem Yahushua, Shem Dash. Double honors, of course. Go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders, great millstone, who deserve double honors. This is Nama of the DC camp. Salutations go out also to the Akim out there on the highways and byways, across the four corners, pushing this truth in all honesty and sincerity, trying to wake up the remaining hopeful elect. This is Nama of the DC camp. As it says here, so you got to understand the times that we're in. I didn't, this is not meant to be funny or anything, but in its own way, it represents love, waxing cold, people being stressed out. And again, this is the intent of the powers that be, and to my earthly powers that be. This man, this Edomite, the so-called white man, knows that his time grows short. And in this case, you have someone from the era born circa 1950 that yearns for the good old days. She was born into a period where that time where they could treat Jake in a kind of way and get away with it. Well, that was ending, all right? Like I said, she born circa 1950, and she was around 10 years old, beginning of the 60s, where everything started to turn in that decade, as far as them not being able to do anything that they wanted because of the quote-unquote laws, Civil Rights Act and all that, which really, in actuality, never meant much. Because they found ways to get around those things. But in any case, we try to tell the younger Jakes that these people are still dangerous no matter their age. And this is one case that this elderly woman here didn't hesitate to let this young man know how she felt. All right. Like I say, you look at people in their golden years and you might feel sorry for them. No, don't do that. Don't ever do that if you're a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American. All right? Don't ever feel sorry for these motherfuckers because they don't feel sorry for you. Remember, we're under the curses, and it said we were going to be given unto a person that, let's just get it. A people that they're not going to respect you no matter what your age. This is Deuteronomy 28:50. Here we go. It says 49. It says, the Most High Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle. Clue, wink, wink. As swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. A nation of fierce countenance, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young. And we're in this time now where, as I attempted to quote earlier, the love of many shall wax cold. All right, and you're seeing that this orchestrated famine. You're seeing all these plants, processing plants, mysteriously go up in flames. You're hearing about them, you're not seeing them, but you're hearing, again, if you're paying attention to these sort of things, you're seeing all this happen before your eyes, and you look around you and you notice the people around you that don't even care. They're just going around, doing what they normally do, not a care in the world, because they still believe in this piece of shit known as America, and that it's going to rebound like it always does, because it's America, not knowing that their black ass is on the bottom, and it's that way on purpose. They believe all that civil rights era bullshit, because their parents and grandparents taught them, and as a consequence, hey, what can you do? All you can do is, you can't even tell these people because, Anyway, again, a nation of fierce countenance, a nation of fierce countenance which shall not regard the person of the old nor shew favor to the young. Let's go back to this article, because the point being of this, of me making this, is to let people know if this is happening now, at the very beginnings. All right, you shouldn't have to be that much of a, or that smart to put together that, you know, it's going to get really fucking bad out here. And that's what we're out there on the highways and byways trying to tell our people. You got to get your shit squared away, you know. Get your mind right, because this devil getting ready to turn up the heat. Anyway, this is from Fisher Jack. It says 71-year-old Karen, 71-year-old a-hole Karen slaps Little Caesar's work. Little Caesars, to get, wait till you see how, man, and calls him an effing nigger. A 71-year-old woman is behind bars after slapping a 17-year-old. You got 54 years on this. This is a child compared to you. All right. Calling him the N-word for not having any crazy bread. Again, if this is the way you act because the restaurant doesn't have any crazy bread, once again, if you're paying attention, you realize there is a shortage out here of goods. Again, this is being orchestrated. It's not conspiracy theory. Or they would have had your crazy bread, you crazy bitch. This is her name, Rachel Schuerman. Uh-oh. Could it be? This is Oklahoma now. Went to an Oklahoma Little Caesars, damn, in hopes of getting her hands on some crazy bread. Looked like she had too much of it. It says, but became crazy herself when the worker told her they were out. She then called him the N-word. When the worker was not fazed by the slur, she got out of the car and smacked him in the face. Oh, that didn't hurt you. They didn't have any of the crazy bread, the employer's attorney, Ron Kelly, said to KFOR. She just kind of went foul about the whole issue. Let's go ahead and play the video.
What you're seeing in this security cam footage is a Little Caesars drive-thru, and the woman getting her food slaps the worker. Now, of course, you're not hearing anything there. The audio is perhaps even spicier than either the food or the footage. But that is Rachel Lee Schuerman in Enid, Oklahoma, who apparently lost her mind when the worker there told her that one of her favorite dishes wasn't available. So first, here is a photo of Rachel, who is now facing charges, by the way. Why did she go crazy? Why did she attack this person? Well, they didn't have any of the crazy bread. She just kind of went foul about the whole issue. And you gotta respect a person who enjoys their crazy bread so much that they will go crazy if it's not available.
Yeah, he's having fun with it, but
the crazy bread. If you haven't had it, it's a delight. Little Caesars is great. I've never actually seen one that had a drive-thru. I'm gonna have to look for that. Here's the issue: the fun evaporates once you know. Other than she already assaulted him, which is totally unacceptable. She also said to the guy, "Listen here, blank," with the blank being
nigger.
the N-word. You might have guessed it. You'd be right. He said what? Because he couldn't have imagined why she would be doing this. And he said, "You heard me, you effing N-word." Now, she claims she was only joking with the kid, but she did use the slur multiple times and then slapped him, Jordan. I don't think it was a joke. What do you think?
No, that's insane. I mean, I've never had crazy bread. I don't know if it would inspire me to lash out if it wasn't available. I can't imagine it's that good, but this is just like, just the way people treat service workers in this country is so disgusting, and you mix that with racism, you get outcomes like this. It's really sad. These people work thankless jobs for like little to no pay, which is totally underappreciated. And people who go to these, fast food restaurants, fast casual restaurants, they treat them like servants. It's really gross. Like, I don't know what it is about people's animosity toward service workers or where it comes from, but like these people really deserve so much better.
100%. Yeah. So she wasn't joking. And honestly, it's a defense mechanism I have is that I joke about this stuff. It's not funny at the end of the day. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the latest in dozens and dozens of videos we've shown you, specifically of service industry workers being abused by people. Sometimes it's specific to things like mask policy or something like that, but sometimes it's just people think these aren't humans. I don't have to respect them. I can do whatever they want. If they don't have a certain product I want, which it's not like it was that guy's choice. Like, he messed up the crazy bread. You can verbally harass them. You can send racial.
That's why, you know, granted, he's reporting and it's kind of funny to them. I don't think he's doing it intentionally, but, you don't live what we're living, all right? And look at this fat bitch. Look at the expression on her face. Look at it. Yeah, she's getting booked and, in jail, whatever have you. She's got this look on her face like, whatever, I'm white. You know, still their kingdom, you know. It says, according to court documents, Schurman, I guess that's how you say that. Fucking. It says, then asked the teen, did that hurt you? And we all, of course you couldn't hear it, but this is the transcript. When the teen replied no, she got out of her van and slapped him across the face. She was charged with malicious harassment based upon race, a misdemeanor, which is punishable by imprisonment for up to 1 year and or a fine of up to $1,000. Whoop-de-doo. Crazy bread for a crazy lady. It never gets that serious to get locked up over Little Caesars, not Domino's or Pizza Hut. Whatever. Says thoughts, but I couldn't find any yet. Here's another shot of it from the outside camera. Oh boy. Let's see. TNHT staff at, however you say that, it's really some crazy ass people in this world. A 71-year-old woman is behind bars after slapping a 17-year-old Little Caesars employee and calling him the N-word for not having any crazy bread, like he had any power over that. Oh boy, let's see some more. I missed that. Oh, it's taking me to Instagram. No, not now. Wait a minute. I'm not. Fuck. Let's see. Well, looks like it's gonna have to. Yeah. Okay, that's it. So here you have it. Damn. 17 years old. Mm-mm. Hey, so with that, I'm gonna leave it there. This is just dangerous times, like I always say in a lot of my videos, you have to be circumspect out here. Be aware of your surroundings because, like I say, these so-called white people, they're on edge. They're not being held in high esteem as they were used to. They sense their power fading, and it's hard to predict, as with anybody, but especially now, what these people are going to do. You know enough history to know that they like to be, shoot up large crowds of people. That's all the more reason for you to stay away from places that people tend to congregate in mass. All right, because like the scripture says, Revelation 12:12, he knoweth he hath but a short time. And in fact, let's get that. This should be something that's constantly in your mind, Because if you know the history of so-called white people, the Edomites, they lack integrity. These people are used to having things go their way. It's as simple as that. Uh, Especially if you're in this truth, you know the story of Jacob and Esau and how he displayed his lack of integrity, you know, sold his birthright, and that's what he wants back, but he's not going to get it back. This is Revelation 12 and 12. When you read the whole thing, you understand this. The woman that it's talking about is our people, the nation of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and those that are scattered abroad because we were, being under the curses, no longer look like what you would typically associate those tribes of people because they've been amongst the heathens for so long, so they take on their characteristics as far as looks. All right, so that's why you got to be careful. This is spiritual. Anyway, Revelation 12, verse 12 says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe or destruction to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil," in this case, we're talking about an individual, a person. We're not talking about the one that sits on the left-hand side, the spiritual demon Satan. We're talking about his counterparts in the physical sense here on the earth. It says, "For the devil," you're talking about human adversary here. We're talking about this particular Satan, all right, the liar, deceiver, is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Again, another clue as to who and what you're dealing with. All right, it's talking about a mortal man or people. All right, how does an angel have a short time? I mean, people are retarded, but things are speeding up. Things are happening more quickly. Again, if you're paying attention to these sort of things, you see this. And as a result, how should you conduct yourself? Well, let's get that. Let's go 2 Peter 3. Let's start at 10. It says, "But the day of the Most High, Yahweh is his name, by the way, will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with great," in this case it's talking about Yahweh Shah, all right, because he's waiting to get that word, all right. It says, "And the elements shall melt with fervent heat, the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up." 11, here's my point. "Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?" How you conduct yourself. What should be your focus? That you know this. All right. Surely not out here partying and having a good time. All right. No, because in that case, well, here goes 12. It says, "Looking for and hasting until the coming of the day of the Most High, or Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah." Why? Aren't you tired of this shit? Isaiah 51 and 14, "The captive exile which we are hasteneth to be loosed." But you got so many people they can't see past America. This is it for them. All right, this is all they know. Continuing on, "Wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat," those nuclear missiles. "Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness," not this cesspool that we're currently living in. All right. Whoever says they like it here and wants to stay here, you need to get as far away from it as you can. All right, just saying. This is not what we're about. All right. So in any case, I'm gonna have to leave it right there. And yeah, 71-year-old striking a 17-year-old because they didn't have any crazy bread. And all they're looking to charge you with is a misdemeanor. Hmm. I wonder if roles had been reversed. In any case, hey, shalom.